Hello, this is the hatchetjob.com gaming netcast with a quick video on how to randomise your loadout in Ghost Recon Wildlands using playing cards. Now I have blank playing cards here that you can see. Apologies for the left to right iMovie's reversing everything, but I have blank playing cards here that you can see. But you could equally as easily use one of these, but I'm just using blank ones for the moment. So first of all, you want to randomise your weapon loadout, okay? So for that, we have 7 cards here, and each card represents a weapon category from Wildlands. And I decided this would be better than having individual weapons because basically everybody has access to the weapons category from the beginning, almost, or at least not far into it. So on each card you want a weapon category. So we have sniper, shotgun, LMG, machine pistol, submachine gun, pistol, and assault rifle, okay? Now you want 6 blank cards. Blank cards act as duds, and they basically eat up the draw, and so they are a way of making things difficult. So if you want things more easy, remove a blank card. If you want it more difficult, add a blank card. So what you would do for player 1 in a 4-player co-op game is you'd shuffle these all together. I would normally riffle shuffle or rifle shuffle, but we'll shuffle it like this, okay? And then you draw 2 cards. So the first is a blank card, and the second in this case is a blank card. So that player would not start with a weapon, not even a pistol, because pistols are in the weapons loadout here. They would have to go and kill an NPC and take that NPC's weapon for them to get a weapon to use, okay? So let's do another quick shuffle here and see what happens. Okay. That's going to be a bad one again. So now we have, again, next player, because you want to shuffle the cards each time you get a player. For the next player, they get an LMG and nothing else. And so you keep on doing this. For the third player, you put them together and shuffle. You might get a sniper rifle and a shotgun, or a submachine gun and a machine pistol, or whatever it is. Okay, so that's weapons. And then each player also has everything else to choose from. And that's literally everything else in the game. Now, I thought about having separate decks for rebel powers and separate decks for consumables and separate decks for vision modes, but it would all get too complicated. And I've done this previously with Metal Gear Solid 5, where I had random loadouts and a mission generator, and it was just a stack of cards, too complicated, too long, annoying with 4 people. Okay? So you want 16 cards with the items on. So in no particular order, right? We have binoculars, night vision, thermal vision, drone, parachute, frag grenade, mine, C4, flare, flash grenade, diversion lure. This is the rebel power. Vehicle call in a diversion, call in a mortar, call in guns for hire, and get rebels to spot for you. Okay? So all of these are in one deck, 16 cards. You now have 9 blank cards. And then again, I don't think I can riffle shuffle with this. No, I can't really. We then shuffle these together a few times, okay? So again, for each player, you want to do this fresh. So each player gets a fresh set of weapon cards and a fresh shuffled and a fresh set of these cards shuffled. So now let's count out for our first player. What would they get? Well, they would get, you count 9. Guns for hire, mortar, diversion. Okay? Vehicle, diversion lure, which is not the same as this because this is a rebel power. Flash grenade, flare, C4, and spotting. So that's a great draw because they would get everything. But if we get this again, and we do a kind of a hokey shuffle here, it's very difficult to shuffle wearing latex gloves. Let me tell you that, okay? We do 9 again. The second player would get a drone, and a blank card, and a blank card, and a blank card. So that's 4 cards in, we're drawing 9. A parachute, a frag grenade, a mine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a blank card, 8. And a mortar ability. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this second player now has mortars, which he calls in, mines, frag grenades, parachutes, and drones. And of course, he also means that he doesn't have grenades, he doesn't have thermal, he doesn't have night vision, he doesn't have binoculars. So, this is how you randomize the game. Just that. 7 weapons, 6 blank cards. 16 items, 9 blank cards. You draw 2 from this pile. You draw 9 from this pile, and you see how it goes. And what you'll find is that sometimes you'll have people with duplicate powers, duplicate weapons. Other times somebody will get a lot of stuff, somebody might get less. And it changes how you interact and how you play. And some people find that frustrating, but the great thing about this is you can do whatever you want with it, really. So one person, a couple of times, people on the team had no pistol and no other weapon, so they started without a weapon. So then they had to go and kill an NPC to get it. The thing is, when they died, the NPC they got the weapon from, that weapon disappeared, okay? So they resorted to using a pistol by default. So then there's a discussion of, well, should everybody have a pistol to start with? And that's something you can do if that's frustrating. Other times you'll have a situation where you're in a mission at night, but not everybody has night vision. So then how does that change how you play? Or somebody has night vision, but they have a shotgun, so they can't act as a spotter for you. They have to be on the ground. And then if only one person has night vision, does that mean you take out the lights in bases as you normally would? Because all the other players need the lights to see. So there's all sorts of things you can do here. A good point that was raised when we tested this yesterday was whether in the weapons cards, once the card is picked, say assault, that's then taken out. So that you will only ever have one person in your co-op team with an assault rifle. So you'd have one assault rifle, one shotgun, if that's what the cards gave you. And of course you'd remove a blank card as well. And then that led into a separate discussion of, well, could you build classes in the game? So you just have a card, or not even a card, just a piece of paper with a defined class in it. So I'm going to be the medic, or I'm going to be the assault dude, and here are the items I can use, and I can only use those. There's also a discussion about whether people should have mulligans. So if you get a draw you don't like, and you've played and you've tried builds you didn't like before, but you just hated this particular build, you get to draw again. But this is, I think, a fun, interesting way to explore the game mechanics. I get the impression from the test that this is kind of a spice thing rather than long-term commitment, because I think that classes and set parameters that people know they're going to be dealing with might be more popular in the long run, or for the majority of people. But I think that in terms of giving you unexpected situations, forcing people to coordinate in ways they wouldn't normally, and getting you to explore the limits of the game and its mechanics, then randomizing a loadout could be quite a good idea and really force you to do things differently. And the other thing that you should do is, if you do this, the person with the deck of cards should really act as the DM. Because when I was playing yesterday, I kept a log of all the different loadouts that we had as we went along. So I could tell people what they had or what they didn't have. And that's also why it's reasonably limited number of cards you can get in the items. Because I did some tests at home when many more items were available. So you might have somebody with, a whole gamut of rebel abilities and consumables. And there was a lot to remember. And I wouldn't have been able to remember it. And I think it would be a lot of kind of housekeeping going on in the middle of a situation, trying to get people to remember what's happening. So I think having a shorter list of items, and that includes vision modes and parachutes and everything else, is a decent idea. If you want to get more difficult, you can add cards like whether people should be allowed to use silencers or not. You can specify what kind of drone they want, and there are all sorts of things you can do. But remember, all you need is a pack of playing cards and a pen, and you can experiment. So treat this as a baseline.